What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Hedera. Hedera is a quality crypto, without doubt. It's actually been involved in a lot of major things in the past couple of years. I believe this has enormous potential, and there's a particular news story that I'm going to cover that makes this very, very relevant about why I believe this can absolutely run rampant in terms of price. So you're really going to want to pay attention to this. It also affects a number of different cryptos as well. Before I get into this, you may be new to the channel and you're probably going, James, why the hell should I listen to you? Fair question. So these are the first 26 coins that I actually spoke about on the channel. Had you put in $100 into each of those coins when I released videos about them and done everything wrong, just held them all the way down into a bear cycle, held them all the way down when the markets crashed, you'd still be in profit for nearly 7K. And that's profit. But if you'd have done everything right, if you just sold those coins, those investments, last year when the markets flew up, you would have made 123K. Massive difference. Now, these are not the coins that I own anymore. And in fact, if you want to see my portfolio and see what I own, you can go to copymycrypto.com and go read that site. Everything on the site is verifiable because you can go through my YouTube history. And on Copy My Crypto, I share every coin I own. Every time I buy a coin, every time I sell a coin. So if you want to take the work out of it for yourself, if you want to make these gains, you can literally copy my portfolio. Now you'll see that Phantom tops the list. Phantom was a Udemy course that I did. I've only made one ever, and it was about Phantom. I said this would be 100x, best investment of the year. And obviously it did way more than that. If you'd have put in $1,000, you'd have been able to buy a very, very nice house. $2,000 would have made you a millionaire. There were a few millionaires made from that Udemy course. Now I am not going to do another Udemy course when I find the next Phantom. And of course I will. That's all I do, is spend time looking at that. I will simply go onto the site and tell the members. So if you want to know about that 100x coin before everyone else, then you're going to want to get onto the site and go read it. And like I said, everything is verifiable. And if you're never invested in anything before, you can go to the step-by-step tutorials that we have within the members area, because there's lots of members that have never invested in anything. So go read that site now. Hedera. So Hedera has got a market cap of 1.4 billion. It's currently priced at 6 cents. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Hedera, it used to be called Hedera Hashgraph, now it's just Hedera. Its purpose, its premise is that it supports smart contracts, it supports file storage. I've gone through smart contracts before, but quick reminder, smart contract is just effectively a contract that begins working when certain criteria are met. So the best example, or simplest example, is like, say you've got a takeaway shop that you order your food and they guarantee it to be there within 30 minutes. So you'd put your money in escrow, and if the takeaway deliver in under 30 minutes, smart contract is triggered and then money is received. If they don't release it within the 30 minutes, you get your funds back. That's effective. That's as simple a way as I can put it. Now, Hedera have been participating in a lot of things over the past year. They've worked with governments for supply chain matters, particularly with regards to vaccine rollouts that we saw over the past year. Hedera, in terms of their ledger, look, their transactions per second is over 10,000. The average fee is, 1/100th of a cent, and their transaction confirmations within 3 to 5 seconds. They're outstandingly fast. Proof of stake. They use sod all energy. They are backed by some of the biggest investors out there, from your Googles through to IBM. and they're backed by some of the universities. UCL's quite a prestigious one within the UK, and they've worked with EDF. So they're already they have been picked up by a ton of different companies that really do believe in the network and the team behind it. The founders are Dr. Lehman Baird and Mance Harmon. Dr. Lehman Baird is credited as the investor of the Hashgraph. I'm presuming that is meant to be inventor. I'm gonna overrule CoinMarketCap here. He's credited as the inventor of the Hashgraph distributed consensus algorithm and works as Hedera's chief scientist. And prior to founding Hedera, he'd had a decade plus of experience in tons of computer science and security roles. And Mance Harmon is the CEO and is an experienced tech executive and entrepreneur, and he's worked for over 20 years in tons of different prominent roles within the IT industry. Obviously, because of their history as well, they have some good connections, which always help when something is going to be picked up. So what they are particularly good at, what's particularly good for Hedera is their ledger. The distributed ledger tech that they've got, their Hashgraph, is massively scalable, massively fast, and will be able to record transactions in a very, very, in a very easy and trackable way. Just like Bitcoin, really. Anyone that says Bitcoin, you can't do that, full of shit. But the reason that that's relevant is that there's some particular news, there's something coming around the corner that all banks are moving towards. And as a result, Hedera could be very well positioned to have some success. Now, Hedera, its all-time high was like 50 cents. I do believe it can double that, hit a market cap of, and hit $1. That would be pretty damn good for it, obviously. And the reason I believe this is that fundamentally we're looking at tech that's already been picked up by tons and tons of people, and the upcoming news regarding how banks are transitioning in terms of payments. But first of all, guys, do you think that working with some of these organizations is a big plus? Do you think it's negative? How do you feel about it in general? Let me know in the comments down below. And by the way, if you're a returning viewer, please subscribe to the channel. Most of you are returning viewers and you never click the subscribe button. Please help me out because I don't want to keep asking. Feel like a mug. Yeah? So do that for me. But yeah, let me know what you think about the fact that they're working with some of these big boys in the comments. And HBAR, obviously the token itself fuels the smart contracts. It fuels the Hedera ecosystem. Their network is continuing to grow. They've got, in particular now, because of, 10 times faster than other blockchains. Yeah, so the role of HBAR is obviously network fuel, as I've said, and network protection in the proof of stake realm. Now, overall, in terms of the amount of tokens, they've got about 46% out. So there's still another 54% to come, and that will obviously be distributed over the next few years. Now, the Treasury has plenty, and the employees have a small percentage, but the founders and the pre-minted Treasury have a fair amount. But they have allocated a ton to ecosystem development. That for me is a big plus. I've said this a number of times. The biggest thing, and every time I sort of talk about the potential for a price, is under the proviso that they do grow and build. So the fact that HBAR have allocated funds for people to join the network and the ecosystem is important because we want to see them grow if they're going to have success. Because everything fundamentally boils down to that. You have got to build during a bear cycle. And if they do build, phenomenal, because they have immense potential. First of all, guys, what do you think? Do you think it can hit $1? Do you think I'm underestimating it? Do you think it can hit 2, 3, 4? Let me know in the comments down below. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification as well. So you know when new content's coming out. My videos will make you money, so you do not want to miss them. And guys, if you want to see the portfolio that I have right now, go and read copymycrypto.com. It's where I share every coin I buy, every coin I sell. I've got beginner's guides set up for anyone that's brand new to investing. You know, we've got thousands of members, many of whom have never invested in anything before. So the tutorials make it easy for anyone. And guys, I am always searching for another phantom. And when I find it, I will tell the members what that 100x coin I believe is and why I'm getting in on it. So if you want to find out before everyone else, then go read the site. Link is in the description. And yeah, this is the key thing that I wanted to talk about, which is ISO 20022. So this, if you're unfamiliar, is a protocol for electronic data interchange between financial services in the payment industry. It's based on DLT tech, distributed ledger tech, what we just spoken about with Hedera. And it uses ISO 20022 as a messaging mechanism. Banks are under competitive strain to migrate to this standard. They have to. It's a more advanced format based on the protocols that they have. And it meets the standard for financial messaging, and it better reflects the speed with which transactions occur. Banks worldwide have already committed to this framework, which backs SWIFT and the Federal Reserve. And as we're moving forward towards this, all banks must be able to use the ISO 20022 format. Now, that probably meant everyone listening to that probably went, what the hell does this have to do with crypto? Well, this is about the new payment infrastructure, effectively, that banks require in terms of messaging protocols, in terms of transaction tracking protocols. And there are 7 right now cryptos that are compliant with this. Stellar, Hedera, IOTA, XDC Network, Ripple, Algorand, Quant. Those 7 cryptos are going to be the ones that banks look at if they want to use a network. This is very important, because if any bank, and if we start seeing the biggest banks around using these as the network to run all the transactions through, to run the messaging service through, what the hell do you think is going to happen to these? They're going to go through the roof. The net worth is going to fly. These cryptos are the ones that people need to watch, because they have a phenomenal opportunity to basically run the banking systems in multiple different countries. And you know, these banks are going to have to migrate to ISO, to the new protocol. I'm not going to keep saying the bloody ticker. And as you can see, you know, they've all got 70 plus countries already using this in their payment system. But there are a number which are not. There are a number which need to migrate over to a better system. And those crypto, like those DLTs, whether it's Hedera, IOTA, XRP, Stellar, XDC Network, Quant, Algorand, any of them have massive potential to start making some serious money if they end up being the infrastructure behind these payment solutions. They are ones to pay attention to. And Hedera, having worked with the UK government very recently, you know, could very well be one of those that has a real shot. It's going to be fascinating to see how this develops, but keep your eyes on this, because this is, the moment any of these banks start moving to particular networks, you're going to see flurries in activity, flurries in price appreciation. Hence why I think Hedera, having worked with the EU government and the UK government, I think they've got a shot of serious price appreciation, which is why I believe $1 is very achievable. But again, let me know what you think in the comments down below, folks. And that is it from me. Have a wonderful day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.